Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really appreciate it. Uh, it's wonderful. Seriously. We're approaching 300 videos on the channel, and again, I this is what I've decided to do. So, if that makes people upset any kind of way or, like I'm doing this and we're almost 300 videos in. So I'd say that I'm pretty dedicated, to making this channel sort of something that is meaningful, relevant, and impactful from here into the future. Especially for those people that want to talk about nothing. I'm just absolutely convinced there's a lot of people that want to talk about nothing. And so obviously, this is a digital diary excerpt. And again, thank you guys for joining. I really, really appreciate it. So, you guys know sometimes before impromptus, I write my topics on a rolling paper, So, 4 videos, 4 topics. Um, Digital diary was one of them. It takes me about 3 minutes to do that. And so, listen, 1 year ago today, this is going to be like an introspective series that I do on the yearly for some topics. And so, for example, last year at this time, I was at the absolute worst point in my life, dating someone that like didn't even like me, being around things that I am typically not around in terms of just the things that she and I were doing, you feel me? And I think last year at this time I was selling all of my phones and electronics just so that I could continue on my habit that I had at the time. And this was again like behavior that like the person that I was with described to me that like it occurred throughout her whole life. And like I'm like less than half her age, like 22 years younger, and like not having any experience ever with destroying my life. It was a first for me, and that's saying a lot because I've definitely nearly destroyed my life on a handful of occasions. And it's interesting because, um, I'm pretty hard on myself. I take what I do in my life pretty seriously, and I have made some mistakes. I feel like sometimes people really don't understand how tough I am on myself as compared to what others may think. But um, I'm kind of stubborn in the sense that like I will get better. I will make it better. I will be better, and since last year, I just my at this time it was just going real bad for me. And it's nice that a year later, I'm completely out of that really toxic relationship, and I'm around people that actually do care about me, that actually like me, for more than just like a good time and more than just like party or whatever. Like, again, just really stupid things that I've learned don't ever go away, in some people's maturity ever. And like, I'm not hating, you feel me? Like, again, a lot of people might think like, oh, this guy, like, I don't IDGAF. What I care about is me and my safety and how it's impacted my life. You feel me? And I think it's totally acceptable to talk about how my life experiences have affected me. Obviously, without mentioning specific names or stupid things like that, because who cares, right? Like, nobody, seriously. Like, things happen, and it's tough when people make mistakes and other people are so like, like freaking on them about it, because it's sort of like, well, I hope you never make any mistakes either, you know. And the mistakes that, again, that I've made, you know, I've paid for, I continue to pay for. So to say that, like, you know, it's an interesting kind of a thing. um I know that, like, last year, and I see, so sometimes during these digital diary excerpts I'll like remind myself of the topic just because I want to say that on point, you know. But specifically 1 year ago today, right, like, I think I used to have like the new iPhone every year, you know, all that different kind of stuff, and a major mobile phone carrier, you know. And now I'm back to like square one, base one. um I've had wonderful support from my friends, and my siblings. You feel me? They've really been very supportive of, you know, actually, again, being inquisitive and asking important questions and stuff. So last year at this time, I was getting ready to obviously sell all my stuff, to do bad stuff, to keep doing stupid things, and then also I was about ready to like break my ankle, which was a terrible, terrible thing and took me months to recover from. So this past year has been, again, like a recovery year, you know, and I've not gone back on my word on anything. I have completely stayed away from illicit, you know, narcotics, and like, it's not even, see, like, that's something that I didn't even think that I would say, you know, like, as a 36-year-old person, like, talking about the mistakes that I've made in life, right? And how, um, you know, how they suck, and you feel bad about it as a person. And the last thing that you need are other people sort of, you know, making fun at the fact that, like, you're a human being and you make mistakes. You feel me? I just, it's unacceptable, especially when people want to do better, you know, want to be better. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do when people are just complete anti that behavior, you know. And so I'm happy, you know. Again, maybe for about a month now, I've said this, and I was joking about it in a video recently, sort of like, well, I'm waiting for something to happen, you know, to not make it so that it is the way it currently is going. But um you know, what else can a guy do? You know, I'm making 4 videos a day and I'm not bothering anybody. Just sort of trying to stay in my own little world, making this content, and seeing where that takes me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've tried many other things in my life to no avail, you know, with just sort of like like a laughable kind of failure rate. And I, at some point, I want to be successful, at least, you know, begin a kind of path towards being successful in what I choose to do, you know? I mean, I think that's what everybody sort of wants in their career development and things. And so I'm just happy that in the past year, I've really, really made it a point to be better, and to not only be the person that I was before I started my little drug binge, but to be better than the person that I was before I started that. You know, I was a way better person before I allowed another individual in my life to sort of muddy everything to the point to where I, you know, don't even feel like people like me. You feel me? Like, in that regard, in that intimate, like, sort of, like, you're with somebody for years only to find out that, like, they didn't even really like you, you know? And so, I mean, yeah, it's kind of awkward, you know, especially because I did just spend a good portion of the last half decade of my time with this individual, right? Or had. So it's like anything else in life, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get over. And um I've never, wished this particular person ill, I don't ever want to see her, talk to her again, but that doesn't make me a bad person. Like, it doesn't make me a monster, just, I mean, at all, especially because no one's getting bad mouthed here. Again, there's nothing, you take that offensive as sort of like, well, I'm sorry, but that's just like the way that I feel. And so, yeah, it's been interesting. This last year has been real interesting. And I want to get through maybe like the next 3 months or so, so that like when I think back to a year ago, it's at a different time in my life and not the worst time in my life. And I think that's a normal way to feel too about things that have happened to you and that are bad, Um, and so, yeah, the last year has been an incredible sort of comeback for myself. And I'm very pleased with the results so far. I mean, I can be impatient sometimes, especially with myself, and my own growth or whatever. But I continue to stick it out. I will continue to do this. You feel me? And until it's done, and when it gets done, we're still gonna keep doing it. It's just, I don't know. It's an exciting time for me, and it has been an exciting last couple weeks for sure. Just a lot of personal growth, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's reinforced some of the things that I knew to be true and that I will always know to be true. But it is what it is. Haters gonna hate. You feel me? So I hope everybody has a good night. You guys stay safe tonight. If you're drinking, have a sober rider, a sober person drive you around, call an Uber, but be safe out there. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night.